Obviously, Sage is cranky and he's tired because he didn't have a donaire earlier in the day. Well, guess what, Sage? I did. And I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go. All news is important news that gets reported here, okay, Sage? So please, knock it off with the negativity, okay? You should get one right now. Go get a donaire from Fat Bastards. Just type in the Thundercloud for a 15% discount. No, I'm just joking. Alright. I know there's no Packers news per se except one little tidbit, but god damn it, I can't get over Micah Parsons yesterday. 8 pressures. He only played 68% of the snaps. What's going to happen when he's playing 80 to 90% of the snaps? That's all I'm going to say about Micah Parsons. One good thing about this channel, I will say, breaking it at the time we do, which is midnight Eastern Standard Time every fucking night, is we get to break things before everyone else. For example, last night I was saying, before Rich Eisen, Pat McAfee, Colin Coward, and all these other big fucking entities, I was saying, Green Bay is the team to beat not just in the NFC but the NFL. And guess who followed suit? Guess who tuned in to the Thundercloud and followed suit? The aforementioned names did. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, on the Green Bay front, we do have Jaden Reed with a broken collarbone, which I said last night before it was even diagnosed. He'll be out 6 to 8 weeks. Puts him in line to return early November. I'd say potentially against Carolina. Maybe more likely against the Eagles. That'd be kind of my guess. So one of those two games is kind of where I see Jaden Reed kind of coming back for the Packers to play some wideout. But that's enough Packers. We'll be talking plenty more Packers the next 2 weeks. And, and beyond, we will say. The Blue Jays did get the job done. They had their 44th comeback win of the season. They were down 1-0 going into the 6th inning. So at the bottom of the 6th, they did score a run. They went on to win 6-1. I think Miles Straw did something big. I didn't really watch the game, or I didn't even listen to it because I thought we're just going to fuck shit up. We're going to fucking lose, to the fucking lowly Baltimore Orioles. And I was kind of pissed off. And then when I posted the image that I posted for tonight's stream, I stole it from a website. I don't give a fuck. I think they had us at an 83 wins before this game. We actually had 84. So we're up to 85 wins on the season with 62 losses. Let's look at the box score. We got George Springer going 1 for 3, 2 walks, 2 runs scored. He's at a fucking 935 OPS. I mean, he could basically go hitless the rest of the year and have a fucking great year. So, good on George Springer taking care of business. Schneider tonight had a walk and a run scored. No hits in 3 at-bats. Varsho came in, was 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. He's staying pretty damn hot for being Dalton Varsho, I'll say that much. You got Guerrero having a huge game. 3 for 3, 2 walks, an RBI. That average at 305, that OPS is up to 894. So he's having a hell of a year. Everyone, he's not worth $500 million. Well, no one is. It's looking pretty damn good, though, so far. And, they're going to make all that shit back in jersey sales anyway, so who gives a shit? Ernie Clement was 1 for 4. Isaiah Kiner Falefa, I don't know his fucking name. I don't give a shit. He's just a utility player that we picked up from the lowly Pittsburgh Pirates. Went 2 for 4 tonight. It's fucking good. This guy, Miles Straw, I'm telling you, probably the best defender in baseball for center field. If not, he's a top 2 per games played, absolutely. 2 for 3, though, and he's at a 691 OPS clip, so he's kind of revived his career with the Jays. He was just a throw-in. A lot of people thought we were just trading for international. Got a frog in my throat, Sage. Pardon me, it's the donaire coming back up, and I got to digest it back down. Anyways, we thought he was doing that. Remember that guy you had on your team, Sage, from LA? That pitcher from Korea, I think it was, or Japan, from Japan? That's what they thought it was all about, because we took on fucking $15 million for it. he's proved to be worth, like, I'm not saying he's worth the money that he's getting paid, but he's proved to be worth, he's got value on this team. Let's just put it that way. He's hitting close to 700. That's replacement level hitting, for those of you who don't know. 700 OPS is considered like an average hitter, but when you're playing like platinum glove defense, well, that's a pretty fucking good OPS. Now, Chris Bassett was good tonight. I think they took him out of the game a little early. I think there was some sort of ailment going on. It's not an injury. I think it's just like more of a load management situation, I guess you would say, perhaps. He had 6 strikeouts in 5 innings. He only had 2 hits and a walk. The bullpen actually showed up today. By showed up, I'll say Ryan Baraki, you didn't get the job done. You came in 1/3 of an inning, you had 2 walks. And then Braden Fisher, who has been dynamite this year, he bailed this son of a bitch out. 2/3 of an inning, only had a walk, no strikeouts, but I mean, he didn't allow any of those 2 walks to score. 3 walks if you count his. So great work there. Louis Varland, an inning and a third, 2 strikeouts, no walks, no hits. That's a pretty clean outing for him. I know Sage's favorite pitcher is Brandon Little, and he was good tonight. He had a strikeout in an inning. He surprisingly never walked anyone. So, I mean, his ERA on the year looks good. Just throw strikes when you're in there, Little. That's all we're fucking asking. And then closing the door was Uriel Rodriguez, who's been terrific all year, other than a blip here and there. Allowed 1 hit, no runs. Overall, the pitchers had 10 strikeouts and 4 walks. So the walks still a little bit high for my liking from the bullpen, but can't win them all. But that does help us. We did win, obviously, so let's take a look at the standings. The Yankees did beat the Red Sox tonight, so they're still 3 games back of the Blue Jays. There's 15 games left, so I don't know. Basically, if we win 12 wins, we clinch, essentially. I think it's actually 11 wins if you think about it, but I think all you really have to do to win this division is win 8 or 9 more, and that'll pretty much clinch you, because bear in mind, we do have the tiebreaker against the Yankees, so if we finish with the exact same record, the tiebreaker will favor us. Kind of hoping that New York and Boston tomorrow, got to hope for Boston to win. The Jays can pull another one off against Baltimore, and if they find themselves up 4 games on the Yankees, that'll be extremely huge. Now, wild card picture, we haven't really looked at it a whole lot because I'm not too focused on the Jays being a wild card team. Now, they're pretty much a shoo-in for the wild card. They would have to do something historically fucking terrible in order to not make it as a wild card team. But we've seen how it's gone for the Jays a few times as wild card teams in best 2 out of 3, losing to the Twins, losing to Seattle. We don't want that shit to happen again. 2 out of 3, anything can happen. I still don't like that baseball doesn't do best of 7 in their first real round, but it's a best of 5. What can you say? Maybe I'll write a fucking strong letter to fucking Manfred and see if I can change his fucking mind. I don't understand why you wouldn't want to have a best of 7. That's 2 more games. That's a lot more money coming their way. But anyways, let's move off that. Texas still finds themselves technically not eliminated. They're a game and a half back of Seattle. I think Texas will soon be eliminated, but I wonder if those 2 teams have a series against each other, because that could definitely change fortunes there. I do know the Blue Jays do have the Red Sox coming up. Second last series of the year will be against the Red Sox, so that potentially could be a big one, but kind of depending on what happens between the Yankees and Red Sox in their series and the Blue Jays and Baltimore in this current series, they could potentially be not eliminated. They're going to make it as a wild card team, I would like to say, but I don't think that the Red Sox are, their odds to win the division are extremely low. Let's just kind of put it that way. Unless they win the next 2 against the Yankees and something funny happens, you never know. What I do find interesting when we kind of go to the NL And I'm only talking about the NL because the New York Mets, currently sitting at a 76-72 record, have lost 7 in a row. I believe their playoff probability was 80% not that long ago. And now they're only one game up on Cincinnati. As we know, when Cincinnati played the Jays, they're a fucking tough team. They can put runs on the board. I wouldn't want to be the New York Mets right now. They're kind of starting to choke at an extremely terrible time. Like, I don't follow the Mets. I'm just saying, if you blow that, that would be... It's been done before. Apparently last year there was 2 teams, I think it might have been Seattle and Minnesota, late in the year with like 90% probability to make the playoffs. Well, neither of those teams made it. So it certainly happened. So if you're a New York Mets fan, you should probably be like a little bit scared right now. That's all I'm going to say about that. So that's the Jays, again, coming back again. It was only a 1-0 comeback. It still does count as a comeback. 44 on the year, which is the best in the American League. I think it's tied with the Dodgers overall. So I don't want to say win one of the next 2, but Baltimore's a tough, shitty team because they got a lot of talent. They can't pitch. I just think we have to sweep a fucking series here. Let's just make it a little bit easier on ourselves so we're not fucking panicking right now. But tomorrow we do got some guy named Shigano going up against Max Scherzer. So I think the key to this game is going to be, okay, can Max Scherzer keep the ball in the park? He has been great for whip, great for all that. His stuff looks fine, but he is a little susceptible to the home run. That's my big question. So he's got a 4.36 ERA, strikeouts 70, strikeouts in 74 in the third innings, a 1.16 whip. He's going up against a soft tosser named Tomoyoki Sugano, 4.51 ERA, only 96 strikeouts in 143 and 2/3 innings. Typically, I'd say that should bode well for the Jays, but it doesn't necessarily mean shit. Sometimes we hit the like really good hard throwers more than we do, some of these soft tosses. He only got a 1.34 whip and a 276 average against. I just feel like tomorrow you got to put like 10 or 11 runs on the board. They don't have a bullpen. They traded all their bullpen away, including Sir Anthony Dominguez, to the Jays. I think you just got to make a statement game and just come right out of the gate, 10 or 11 runs, get the fucking job done, and then look for the rubber match, who will be... I know Shane Bieber's pitching that. I don't know who's pitching for Baltimore, and the fact of the matter is neither does MLB.com. It says a TBD. That could be a bullpen game for them. Man, you win tomorrow, and then you've got a bullpen game against a bullpen that's not very good. It's time to strike. It's time to fucking take over. It's time to take care of business. It's fucking closing time here, man. 15 games left. Win the next fucking 2. Take care of business at home. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Not overly confident, but I'd love to see it. Now, apart from Brock Purdy not playing this weekend for San Fran, Trent Williams is questionable, a true questionable to play this week against the Saints as well. Saints are a terrible team, but man, I might be looking to put a little bit of money. I might take some money out of my pocket, put $20 down, and just say, hey, the Saints are going to win. You make some good money on it. It's probably going to be, 5 to 6 to 1 odds? I'll take them odds any day of the week. Aaron Judge did hit his 362nd home run of his career, which does pass Joe DiMaggio, who he had tied last night. You're probably looking at Aaron Judge as an MVP this year, unless Cal Raleigh is given it, which I don't know if that's necessarily the right call or not, given that the advanced analytics on his defense hasn't looked exactly great. This is kind of concerning if you're a Tigers fan. The Tigers, I believe, are currently a game and a half back of the Jays for first place in the American League. Tariq Skubal says left side, so likely an oblique injury. Exited his start after 45 pitches. He's going to get an MRI. I'll tell you, that potentially shuts him down for the season, or that potentially makes him ineffective for the rest of the year. So keep that in mind. Oblique, if you're throwing balls or taking swings, is not a good injury to have in baseball. Let's talk a little bit more baseball. We've got, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this league. It's a pretty big league. It's pretty well known. The Pete Rose Bowl Cut. We're entering the final weekend of the semifinals, and it's looking more and more likely like I will be kicking Sage's ass in the finals. I'm up 14-2 against Alejandro's unastounding team. Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts. I just bought a muffler from there. If you need a muffler, Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts is the place for you. Up 10-6 against Annette's awesome team. You get the Dark Sliders stuck 11-5 against Vlad the Impalers, though I don't think he's been set in his roster. He's very upset after losing to his mother. And then we've got the most consistent score of the week, Orange Juicy Fruit up 13-3 against Graham's ungrateful team. You had a couple moves this week. You got Romy Gonzalez fucking out of Annette's awesome team, and Vlad the Impaler saying fuck you to Ozzy Albies. He's been cut as well. Take a quick look at the comments. Got, it's not a very astounding team, actually. Your football team is better than your shitty-ass baseball team, which will be eliminated shortly. Sage says, thank you for the shout-out. We will put big money into sponsoring this channel. We sponsor each other. You give me the money, and I'll say that your mufflers, which, no offense, Sage, the muffler that you actually gave me, it had a couple holes in it. It's a loud muffler. It makes the car sound, you know, real loud. Real manly-like, but I don't think it's necessarily fit for the road. But we'll continue selling your mufflers, your exhaust pipes, your engines, your transmissions, your brake pads, all of it. We'll continue selling it here at the Thundercloud, because Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts is the place to be if you need a goddamn fucking muffler. And that's all there is to it. Premium mufflers. Whoo! Alright, let's turn our attention to the second best league ever founded, OJ's Juicery. Orange Juicy Fruit. Alright, we're not going to look at the scores. I did hear a report that basically told me that Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts was in the market for McConkey, and he was told politely to fuck off. That's what I heard. Politely, I believe my mother told Sage to fuck off. She said, with all due respect, your trade pitch ain't worth a velvet picture of a whale's vagina. That's what she told me. I don't know if it's true. That's what she told me, though. Sage says we sold a buttload of brake pads to save Sandusky. Gotcha. Sage says I'm fine with the trade being rejected. I almost said Robert Kraft is a freak. Tucker Kraft is a freak. And I'm going to agree with that. Tucker Kraft is on my list. Speaking of tight ends, there was a few added to a very prestigious team that we're going to get into here real soon. We got Patchwork Pigskins picking up Marcus Jones, a cornerback, dropping Devin Witherspoon, who's doubtful to play this week. You got who? What's fourth quarter Steven doing? He had a Dallas Goedert, who's out. Placed him on his DL. You had a Mason Taylor, the son of Jason Taylor, the former great at the defensive line. Is his son going to be good? I don't know. Is he going to play this week? I don't know. He's been tagged with a question mark. And then you got Tommy Callahan's Auto Parts adding a kicker for the second or third time this week. Though I will say, Chris Boswell, who's holding out for more money, Well, he's not holding out. He was considering holding out for more money, but he's playing. He's being added for Joey Sly. Chris Boswell did hit a 60-yard field goal to beat the Jets in Week 1, 34-32. You're talking about one of the best kickers in the game. And I think it's a good pick because maybe before he wouldn't get the fantasy points because his offense was too pedestrian, too vanilla, too shitty, to put it in perspective. I think Chris Boswell is a hell of a kicker. I think he's one of the best kickers in the game. So I approve of this move. And I don't usually say that for Sage. I don't usually say it. I approve of that move. That's a good move right there. That's a lot better than Joey Sly. It's a hell of a lot better than Joey Sly. One of the best long-distance kickers in the games. And he plays in shit weather, too. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. He plays in rough fucking Pittsburgh, man. He's not playing out in the dome like Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys or, I don't even know the fucking name of the goddamn teams we have in this league. Everyone's changed their fucking names. TD's in your face. That's their kicker. But Brandon Aubrey is a good little fucker for kicking past 50. I think he's only missed one the last 2 or 3 years, or since he's been in the league. Only one kick from 50 he's missed. Which is pretty fucking crazy. Alright. I think that's it, Sage. You can go to bed. Get the fuck out of here. We will do it again tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have a longer stream. Absolutely. We will preview every game that's on tap for this week in football tomorrow. As well, we'll provide a update on the Blue Jays situation. Hopefully they continue doing what they need to do to take care of business so I don't have a goddamn fucking stroke. We will do more gaming. Maybe tomorrow we could do an Age of Empires 4, or maybe there's another game like Balatro that you guys would like to see. I could potentially make that happen tomorrow. But I'm not sure. Because I do have to get up early the next day so that I can join Nathan and play Valheim for Indie Game Cloud. If you missed the stream earlier, which I had a cameo appearance, as I always do. I've never missed one of their streams either. He played 2 games today. One was digging a hole simulator. So he did do that. And then after that, he played Unemployment Simulator 2018, the demo. So if you haven't watched it, watch it, like it. Hit that goddamn share button. Hit that repost button, that retweet button. Obviously, hit my shit first. Hit the likes here, hit the shares there, here first, okay? That's all I have to say. There was a stream, Sage. It was a little earlier. Normally they go on at 6 Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, I believe he went on at 4 or 5 Eastern Standard Time. You need to hit the bell. You need to hit the bell when you subscribe so you get all the notifications from, for me or the cloud, the other cloud, the fake cloud, the cloud that's not as good as mine. But they are a sponsor, so I probably shouldn't talk so bad about them. I probably shouldn't put Nathan down as much as I do, but you try working with Nathan and not putting him down. He's a very pompous young man. Very pompous. Very smug even. I would almost say he's a little bit passive-aggressive. I find working with him to be highly toxic. I don't want to do it. I just do it so I don't get fined. I just do it so I get paid. That's the only reason. So that's why I take all the abuse that he dishes out week in and week out. But yeah, you have to check them out. Indie Game Cloud. Not tomorrow. I don't think they're going tomorrow. It will be Sunday at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, which has me so mad because I have to be up. I have to be up for that shit. Oh, fuck. I'm thinking of that now and I'm just fucking dreading it, man. Oh. That's gonna fucking suck. Anyways, guys, that is it. He's doing it on purpose. Absolutely. He could just stay up a little later. If I've got to get up in the fucking morning, maybe he should stay up past fucking midnight. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Fair is fair, right? I don't get up in the mornings. You know, I'm going to pitch it to him. I'm going to pitch to him. And you watch, he'll probably have something to say about that. You just watch how that tone changes when I bring that up on Sunday. Oh, Sunday's going to be a long day. Sunday is going to be a long day. A 3-hour stream. Then what, 9 to 10 hours of watching football, trying to have a memory. Then another fucking stream. Holy fuck. Suddenly, I'm not really looking forward to this football season. I'm not looking forward to doing this till fucking February 6th or whatever it is. Count me out. Even Hopper's, she's you hear in their background, she agrees with me. I know, Hopper, it's early, but we've got to do it, okay? We got to pay for the good cans of food, right? Yeah, we buy you the good stuff, right? Okay. Yeah, get you the Friskies. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll be back at it tomorrow.